Imagine, for a moment, that you set sail across the Pacific Ocean. You sail for weeks, then months, then a year, and in all that time, you never see a single fish. No birds circling overhead, no whales breaching the surface, no kelp, no microscopic bioluminescence, just an endless, sterile expanse of black water. You wouldn't just feel lonely, you would be utterly terrified, because your instincts would scream at you that something is deeply, fundamentally wrong with the water. Life is supposed to be here, and it isn't. The universe is like an ocean. It is teeming with structure. Galaxies cluster together in massive, glowing webs, bound by the inescapable pull of gravity. But in 1981, astronomers pointed their telescopes towards the constellation of Boötes, and they found the equivalent of a dead ocean. They found a region of space so unimaginably empty, so completely devoid of light and matter, that it broke our understanding of physics. It isn't just a gap between stars, it is a hole in reality. To understand the terror of the Boötes Void, you have to understand its scale. Human brains are not built to comprehend cosmic distances, but let's try. The void is roughly 330 million light years across. It is so massive that it takes up nearly 0.3% of the entire observable universe. In astronomy, there is a general rule of thumb for how matter is distributed. Based on the size of the Boötes Void, there should be roughly 10,000 galaxies inside of it. 10,000 massive, swirling oceans of stars, planets, and potential life. When we looked inside, we didn't find 10,000. We found about 60. It is a statistical impossibility. If the universe is a sprawling, overpopulated city, the Boötes Void is a continent-sized graveyard right in the middle of the downtown. The galaxies that do exist inside it are so far apart, they are completely isolated from one another. They are the loneliest outposts in creation, drifting through a sterile expanse that stretches for millions of light years in every direction. Imagine what it would be like if our solar system had formed inside the Boötes Void. If Earth was placed right dead in the center of this great nothingness, the night sky wouldn't just look strange, it wouldn't exist. Because the few galaxies inside the void are so incredibly far apart, the light from our nearest cosmic neighbor would be too faint to reach us. It would be invisible to the naked human eye. Our ancestors would have looked up at the night sky and seen nothing. Pure uninterrupted blackness. No Milky Way stretching across the heavens. No neighboring stars to guide our ships. The first human astronomer would have confidently concluded that our galaxy was the only thing in the entire universe. We would have believed we were entirely alone in an endless dark room. In fact, the void is so vast, and the light travels so slowly across it, that we wouldn't have even known other galaxies existed, until the invention of advanced deep space telescopes in the 1960s. For the entirety of human history, we would have been completely blind to the rest of creation. But the most unsettling question isn't what it looks like. The question that keeps astrophysicists awake at night: why is it empty? How does a hole this large form in a universe that is supposed to be uniform? The safe, scientific theory suggests that smaller voids merge together over billions of years, like soap bubbles colliding to form one massive, empty space. Another theory suggests the presence of dark matter, an invisible wall of mass unseen by our instruments, violently pushing galaxies away from this region and sweeping the area clean. But there's a third theory, one that crosses the line from astrophysics into pure cosmic horror. What if the Boötes Void isn't naturally empty? Consider the Kardashev scale. a method of measuring a civilization's level of technological advancement. A Type 3 civilization would be a species millions, perhaps billions of years older than us, a species capable of harnessing the energy of entire galaxies. To power their empire, they would need to capture the energy of their stars, enclosing them in massive megastructures like Dyson spheres. If a civilization like that was expanding outward from a central point, systematically harvesting every star system they came across, what would it look like to us, millions of light years away? It wouldn't look like an alien empire. It would look exactly like a growing, pitch-black void, a spherical zone of missing light, slowly eating its way through the universe. We are born with an innate fear of the dark. Evolution taught us to be afraid of the shadows because we don't know what might be hiding inside them. A predator, a threat, something waiting to strike. But the Boötes Void presents a much more terrifying reality. When we stare into the largest abyss in the known universe, we aren't afraid of what's hiding in the dark. We are afraid because the dark is completely, inexplicably empty, and something had to empty it.